Hello, cyberspace. Just making a quick video tonight. I just thought I'd review the recent UFC pay-per-view event that was showing here just this last Sunday, just 2 days ago. As you know, Nick Diaz and Carlos Condit in the main event. So I went down there with a couple of mates down at the JD Sports Bar and sat there for about 3 hours drinking beers and watching guys punch the shit out of each other. It was great. So I'll go from the top, from the prelims. Now, the only prelim I didn't see was Rafael Natal and Michael Kiper. So I won't comment on that fight. But Dan Stitchin and Stephen Thompson was a fantastic fight. And I do appreciate what Stephen Thompson's doing for karate in the UFC. I think it's fantastic. He's doing something similar in the welterweight division that Lyoto Machida did in the light heavyweight division. That's bringing karate to the forefront of a full contact competition, which is fantastic to see. The more exposure I think karate can get in such an arena would be fantastic, because unfortunately a lot of guys that study MMA don't bother looking at styles such as karate or kung fu or wushu or sanshu or those kinds of Eastern arts, which is a real pity. I do, however, feel like the win was a little bit hollow in the sense that it was more due to the fact that his opponent was just doing stupid things rather than Thompson doing anything that I felt was particularly good, particularly showy, particularly smart. Really, his opponent, I felt that Dan Stitchin was just doing some very silly things. He was staying in a pocket and just basically letting himself get hit for the entirety of the round. And I even said to Brendan and Brad next to me that if he keeps doing that, he's going to get knocked out, and he did. Matt Riddle and Henry Martinez, split decision, very, very close fight. Split decision to Riddle in the end. I can't really say too much about that. It was a back and forth battle. And I felt like it was a very, very entertaining fight. Fight of the night, in my opinion. But obviously, the UFC felt otherwise. Matt Brown and Chris Cope. Chris Cope's just gotten smashed in his last couple of fights. First, he got knocked out by Che Mills at UFC 138, and then got KO'd by Matt Brown again at 133. I think that he needs to concentrate a bit more on competition full time and train a bit harder. And it's been showing in his last couple of fights that he's just not up to scratch. Alex Caceres and Edwin Figueroa, sorry. I felt that Caceres got robbed. It was a split decision victory to Figueroa, and that was purely based on the fact that Caceres lost 2 points in the second round for an accidental groin kick. I did feel like he should have at least lost 1 point due to the fact that he did kick him square in the nuggets twice. But I think 2 points is just excessive, in my opinion. Again, I'm not the referee, so I don't make the decisions. Herb Dean had to make the decision at the time, and he did. Dustin Poirier and Max Holloway, just total domination by Poirier in that fight. Just complete domination on the ground. Just, lack of a better phrase, fucked him up. And I felt definitely submission of the night, that one, and I believe he did get awarded submission of the night. The first of the main card fights, Ed Herman and Clifford Starks. I really thought that Starks had it, but unfortunately he just couldn't keep the fight standing, and Herman took him to the ground and just choked him out. So, props to Ed Herman. I think he did a fantastic job, and I felt like Starks just did the wrong thing by letting himself go to the ground. Renan Barão, Scott Jorgensen, just total domination by Barão. Really interesting fight to watch. Wasn't even back and forth at all. It was really just a one-sided ass kicking. Barão just mopped the floor with him for 3 rounds. Unfortunately, he couldn't finish, which is a bit of a disappointment, but it was still an exciting fight to watch nonetheless. And hat goes off to Scott Jorgensen. He kept pushing the pace, even while he was getting beaten up for 3 rounds. Kept pushing and pushing and pushing. Josh Koscheck and Mike Pearce. A lot of people felt like Koscheck didn't win that fight. I disagree. I really just think he dominated Pearce. I don't even know why it was a split decision at all. I think easily 2 rounds went to Koscheck. I don't know how the hell you could score that to Pearce at all. Roy Nelson and Fabrizio Verdun. I think that Roy Nelson was a little bit disappointing in this showing. I don't think he took the fight to the ground enough like he should have. I felt like he was clearly being beaten on his feet in that first round, and he just didn't take the fight to the ground. What he needed to do, I think, was wrestle Verdun, get on top and just pound the fuck out of him. I don't think he did that. I think he stayed where Verdun was stronger, and it cost him the fight in the end. It was a 3-round decision. I mean, as we all know, Roy Nelson's got a chin like fucking concrete, so he didn't get knocked out or anything like that, but it was still a disappointing showing from Nelson. I think hopefully he comes back stronger in his next fight, and hopefully he comes back and KOs someone. The main event, the interim welterweight championship, Nick Diaz and Carlos Condit. Unanimous decision win to Carlos Condit, which I think well earned. He at the very least, won rounds 3 through to 5. 3, 4, and 5. First round could have gone either way, but second round definitely went the way of Nick Diaz. Now, funnily enough, some of you might have seen this on my Facebook, but I was at JD's at the time, and after Condit was awarded the decision, some fucktard decided to smash a pot on the ground, a pot of beer. Now, for those of you that aren't in Australia or don't know what a pot is, you've always started imagining this great big pot, like say you'd cook a stew in or something like that. That is a pot of beer. That's what it looks like. That's about what usually what a glass of beer goes in a pub in Australia. So yeah, decided to smash an entire pot of beer. The first thing that went through my head was what a fucking waste of beer, but hey, that's just me. Either way, that's my review. That's my thoughts. That's what I think. Let me know whether or not you agree. Let me know what you think. Alright, thanks for listening.